Rift of Ages. An epic adventure starring the Fourth Doctor and Sherlock Holmes. Prologue, The Rift's Warning. Nexus City shimmered like a diamond in the temporal void, its skyline an intricate blend of ancient spires, gleaming starships, and towering holo-sculptures. Built upon the volatile energy of the rift, the city was a hub of time travel and interdimensional exploration. But tonight, something was wrong. In the heart of the Temporal Hub, a sleek building humming with streams of chronodata, alarms blared. Scientists and analysts rushed about, their faces pale as the rift's energy spiked. On a floating screen, historical timelines fractured, and an ominous red line spiraled across a map of Nexus City. "We've detected cascading anomalies," said Director Avalon, the Nexus Bureau's unflappable leader. Their voice wavered slightly as they addressed Sherlock Holmes, standing amidst the chaos with a calm, calculating demeanor. Avalon continued, "Temporal echoes of past and future events are collapsing into paradoxes. Entire wards of the city are destabilizing, history itself is being rewritten." Holmes adjusted his coat and examined the holograms with sharp, analytical eyes. "This is no accident. What are the Bureau's hypotheses regarding the cause?" Avalon hesitated, then leaned closer. "There's a faction, a group operating in the shadows of time. We suspect they've accessed the rift and are manipulating it for their own ends." Holmes's brow furrowed. If they're rewriting time, their ambition must be immense. "Have you engaged outside assistance?" Avalon gestured to a nearby chamber. "We have." The chamber doors slid open, revealing a man with wild, curly hair, a long scarf trailing behind him, and a floppy hat perched on his head. His wide grin was at once infectious and mischievous. "Ah, brilliant!" the newcomer exclaimed, striding toward Holmes with an outstretched hand. "Sherlock Holmes, I presume?" "I'm the Doctor. And I think we've got a rather large problem to solve." Holmes regarded him skeptically, shaking his hand briefly. "A doctor of what?" The man's grin widened. "Oh, everything. Medicine, quantum mechanics, temporal physics, jelly babies. But most importantly, I'm here to fix this." He gestured toward the rift, its energies pulsing ominously. Holmes raised an eyebrow. "Then let us begin. There's no time to waste." Act 1, Collision of Fates. Chapter 1, The First Anomaly. The Temporal Hub's analysts directed Holmes and the Doctor to the medieval ward, a sector of Nexus City where ancient and futuristic elements blended seamlessly. Normally a quaint district with cobbled streets and holographic nights, it now resembled a war zone. Holographic projections flickered, revealing sudden bursts of anachronistic chaos. Knights armed with energy swords clashed with robotic centurions. Above, a castle's spires warped into gleaming skyscrapers before shifting back again, leaving a ripple in the sky. "Fascinating," the Doctor murmured as he scanned the area with his sonic screwdriver. "This isn't random. Someone's deliberately merging timelines. But why here?" Holmes surveyed the battlefield, his sharp gaze cutting through the disorder. "The castle," he said, pointing. "Its central tower seems to be the focal point of these distortions. Whatever is causing this chaos lies within." They approached the castle under cover of the shadows. The Doctor's TARDIS, hidden nearby, was ready for a quick escape, but the duo pressed forward. As they reached the entrance, a figure emerged, a towering gladiator clad in bronze armor, wielding a crackling energy trident. "Ah," the Doctor said cheerfully. "A temporal guardian. Haven't seen one in ages. Or maybe I will. Time's funny like that." The gladiator didn't wait for introductions. With a roar, he charged. Chapter 2, A Test of Wits. Holmes reacted swiftly, sidestepping the gladiator's strike. "Doctor, I trust you have a plan?" "Oh, of course," the Doctor called, his voice slightly muffled as he rummaged through his pockets. "Just keep him busy." Holmes ducked beneath another swing, activating a small device on his wrist, an experimental chrono brace provided by the Bureau. A burst of energy enveloped the gladiator, slowing his movements just enough for Holmes to maneuver behind him. The Doctor finally pulled out his sonic screwdriver. With a flourish, he aimed it at the trident, which sputtered and deactivated. The gladiator froze, disoriented. "There," the Doctor said, patting the gladiator on the shoulder. "No hard feelings. You were just doing your job. Off you go now." The gladiator staggered backward, then disappeared through a glowing portal. Holmes adjusted his coat. A formidable opponent. "I trust we'll encounter more of his kind?" The Doctor grinned. "Oh, absolutely. But now, let's get to that tower." Act 2, Trials Across Time. Chapter 3, The Secrets of the Castle. Inside the tower, the duo discovered an ancient control room filled with holographic displays and swirling temporal energy. At its center stood a woman with a commanding presence, her armor glinting in the shifting light. "I was wondering when you'd arrive," she said, turning to face them. "I'm Lady Tempest, and you're about to regret interfering in my work." The Doctor tilted his head. "Lady Tempest? Oh, I've heard of you. A rogue time traveler with a penchant for chaos. You've been busy, haven't you?" She smirked. "The Rift's power is mine to wield. With it, I'll reshape history in my image." Holmes stepped forward, his tone sharp. "Your arrogance blinds you. Do you not see the damage you've already caused?" Tempest raised a vortex cannon, aiming it at Holmes. "The damage is a necessary cost. And you, detective, are out of your depth." Before she could fire, the Doctor activated a temporal feedback loop, disrupting the cannon. The room erupted into chaos as the Rift's energy surged, tearing open another portal. Tempest F. Chapter 4, Into the Jungle. Following Tempest's trail, the duo ventured to the Jungle Ward, a sprawling wilderness where prehistoric creatures coexisted with cybernetic beasts. The Doctor examined a mechanical pterosaur. Whoever's behind this is creating hybrids, mixing timelines for some grand design. But what could it be? Holmes, ever observant, noticed strange markings on the jungle floor. These patterns suggest a ritual, or a mechanism. Something is being built here. Their investigation led them to an ancient temple at the heart of the jungle, where the Chronarch awaited. Act 3, The Chronarch's Gambit. Chapter 5, The Betrayal of Time. The Chronarch stepped from the shadows, his face a haunting mirror of the Doctor's own. "Doctor," he said, his voice filled with weary resolve. "You always cling to the old rules, but I've seen the truth. Time is a tool to be shaped, not a master to obey." The Doctor's face darkened. "You're me. Or rather, what I could become. A future I've worked so hard to avoid." Holmes, observing the tension, deduced the Chronarch's plan. "You intend to use the Rift to overwrite history entirely. A fool's errand." The Chronarch smiled coldly. "History is already broken. I'm simply fixing it, by creating something new." A climactic battle unfolded, the Doctor and Holmes working together to outwit the Chronarch. In a desperate move, the Chronarch activated a temporal bomb, threatening to destroy the entire city. Holmes, with his razor-sharp intellect, identified the bomb's weak point, while the Doctor used the TARDIS to create a temporal shield. The Chronarch was trapped in a self-created time loop, his ambitions undone. Epilogue, A New Dawn. Back in the Temporal Hub, Nexus City began to heal. Holmes and the Doctor stood together, the Rift's energy finally stable. "An extraordinary adventure," Holmes said. "Though I suspect this is but a prelude to more chaos." The Doctor grinned. "Oh, absolutely. But chaos is where we shine, isn't it?" As the TARDIS vanished into the vortex, Holmes turned back to the city, his mind already racing. "Time may bend," he murmured, "but it will never break."